I tested one of the most ancient substances on Earth for 30 days straight. This black tar-like compound has been called the destroyer of weakness and conqueror of mountains for over 3,000 years. But does Shilajit actually have anti-aging benefits, or is it just expensive dirt? I'm Jay, and today we're going to find out. Of course, this is not medical advice, and always talk to your doctor before starting any supplement. Shilajit literally translates to conqueror of mountains in Sanskrit. This substance was discovered thousands of years ago when people noticed animals, particularly monkeys, licking this black tar-like substance from rock crevices in high altitude regions. The animals appeared stronger and more energetic after consuming it. This isn't some new age invention. Shilajit has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for over 3,000 years. So where does it come from? It's primarily found in the Himalayas. It's formed over centuries from the slow decomposition of plant matter and eventually gets excreted from the mountain crevices as a resin-like substance. The highest quality Shilajit comes from altitudes above 16,000 feet. It's literally mountain sweat that's been brewing for hundreds of years. If you've tried Shilajit yourself, please let me know, comment below. Shilajit is 60 to 80% organic substances, with fulvic acid being the star player. Fulvic acid has a molecular weight of around 2 kilodaltons, which means it's small enough to cross cell membranes easily. This is crucial for bioavailability. Fulvic acid may enhance immune function and increase disease resistance, and is potentially beneficial for cognitive function. The remaining 20 to 40% is mineral matter, including trace elements like selenium, iron, calcium, and magnesium. But here's the key: it's not just about having these minerals, it's about having them in a form that is bioavailable, that your body can easily utilize. So how could Shilajit potentially slow aging? There are 5 main mechanisms supported by research. First, mitochondrial enhancement. Your mitochondria are your cellular powerhouses, and they decline with age. Shilajit appears to boost ATP production by improving mitochondrial function. More cellular energy equals better physical performance and exercise recovery, and potentially slower aging. This 8-week study used 250 to 500 milligrams daily and found improvements in fatigue and exercise recovery. Second, antioxidant activity. The fulvic acid in Shilajit acts as a potent antioxidant, neutralizing free radicals that cause oxidative stress, one of the primary drivers of aging at the cellular level. Third, inflammation reduction. Chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates aging. Shilajit has shown anti-inflammatory properties in multiple studies. Fourth, hormonal support. This is where the human evidence gets really interesting. The strongest human evidence comes from a testosterone study published in Andrologia. This was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, the gold standard. They gave 250 milligrams of pure Shilajit twice a day to men aged 45 to 55 for 90 days. The results were significant increases in total testosterone, free testosterone, and DHEAS compared to placebo. And finally, a comprehensive review in the International Journal of Alzheimer's Disease shows Shilajit can prevent or improve age-related cognitive disorders. When you take all of that into account, even though more research is needed, supplementing with Shilajit for me is a no-brainer. Also, bear in mind that many modern-day supplements already contain Shilajit anyway, and it's very safe, providing you get it from a pure source without contaminants like heavy metals. You don't take too much, and you're not pregnant, breastfeeding, taking any blood pressure meds, or have any kidney issues. But always check with your doctor first. So where do you get it from? I've heard about Shilajit for many years, but how do you know what you're actually getting and what the purity is? I was contacted by Natural Shilajit, and after lots of questions and research, I decided to feature their product in this sponsored video. I didn't pay for these products, but these are my own views and opinions. Firstly, Natural Shilajit have certificates of analysis and third-party independent lab tests on their website. They're very transparent about the quality of their product, and I think that's the main thing that reassured me. As I just mentioned, the most powerful and potent Shilajit comes from around 16,000 feet above sea level in the highest peaks of the Altai Mountains, and that's precisely where they source their Shilajit. I also like the fact they've been in business for 10 years. I don't think you could trade for that long unless you have a good product. So first of all, the Nutra Honey sticks. Now these are much easier to start with. They're much easier to use. So you get a stick like this and you just cut the end off, and then you squeeze this into warm water or milk or tea, and you can see it's really easy and it mixes. And that's what it looks like. And it has a nice sweet, it's quite a pleasant taste. Now the other product is a natural Shilajit resin. They advised me to put into a container of hot water because it's very hard and it warms it up so it's more usable. And then I mix it in like this with the plain warm water. And I kind of push the knife against the side of the glass and it dissolves. And this doesn't have the honey, so it doesn't have that sweet kick. But it's not unpleasant. It's quite an unusual taste. So my 30-day protocol. The safe dosage range for Shilajit resin is 250 milligrams per serving, and you can take that once or twice a day. Start off with a smaller dose if you're new to this. You take it 5 days a week. They provide a spatula where you can gauge the exact dosage. Conclusion. The interesting thing is that since I moved countries a couple of months ago, all my supplements were supposed to be shipped over, but there was a delay. So for a 1 month period, I didn't have any supplements at all. So I'm kind of like starting from fresh with this, which I think is really great. Now, what interests me most with this is the mitochondrial boost and more energy with sports performance. I noticed after just 1 week of taking this that I was able to load more weights onto the squat rack very easily, just like you would be able to if you were taking creatine for a couple of months, but better. So I was squatting with 30 kilos and 30 kilos each side to the bar. I added another 10 kilos on each side and that was fine. Then I added another 5 kilos on each side and that was fine. So normally to keep increasing the weight like that, I would increase it by maybe 2 or 5 per week. I wouldn't do it all in one day. Going from 60 kilos to 90 kilos easily in one training session is really something for me. So I do think that this has improved my strength 100%. I didn't change my diet. I haven't started eating anything new or made any other changes in my life. So it has to come down to the Shilajit. First of all, I did think it was the honey, which is in the Nutri-Sticks, because that would kind of give you a boost of sugar. But looking at the label, it only contains 1.5 grams of sugar per stick. So I don't think it was that at all. So that was the major change that I noticed. Apart from this, I can't say there was anything, massively that had altered in my everyday life, but I've only taken it for 30 days. So it could be that you need to take it for a couple of months before you see more changes. But I'm very happy with, the changes I've seen so far. I love that this comes straight from nature. It's like a natural mineral supplement directly from the planet. Let me know below if you've tried Shilajit, how it worked for you, what changes did you notice, if any. If you've got any questions, please comment below. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.